Alola Pokemon Masters, this is the Shining Ally again, and today we will be featuring our first ever Pokemon Trading Card Game Online, or TCGO video. Now, how this works out, there's the Pokemon video game, and on the other side there is the card game. So we are going to start the series where we are going to be featuring some gameplay from the card game online. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, for those of you who don't know what the TCGO card game is, pretty much build a deck based on a collection of all the different cards you may collect. Pokemon cards, training cards, and energy cards. Each deck consists of 60 cards. You kind of use those to put together a deck based on the instructions on each of the cards. So it's really hard to explain without diving into it, so we will just go ahead and start a versus round and utilizing one of our decks. It looks like the versus ladder has reset. I think today we will start off utilizing the Metal Scizor deck that we have that I talked about before, and we will see what's going to happen next. So we're looking for an opponent, and we will go ahead and get started. Alrighty, so we're facing the Prompt? The P Fromp? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I normally like to pick tails. The coin flip determines who would go first, and we did win the coin toss. So yes, we would like to go first so we can set up sooner and attack our opponent. My opponent appears to be running a fairy deck. We'll be running a steel deck, which is good against fairy. Unfortunately, we did not find a basic Pokemon or non-fully evolved Pokemon in our hand. So that means we have to take a mulligan and to reshuffle a hand of 7 cards and draw again. And this time we are able to have 2 Pokemon that can be on the active bench or the active spot. We'll just put Riolu on the bench for now. And we'll go ahead and get started. So we will go first. Riolu is a fighting type, but it'll evolve into Lucario, who's part metal type. Excuse me, steel metal type. Yes. So ultimately, I want to have this card of Lucario where I can use this move called Fight Alone right here. Fight Alone does more damage the more Pokemon my opponent has set up on his bench, which is the backup slot for the active Pokemon. Now, if we were to knock out all his Pokemon with no Pokemon left on the bench, that is one way that we can win. At this moment, we are also at risk of being knocked out first turn. He's played the Stadium card. Each Pokemon with any fairy key on it has no retreat costs. That's pretty nice. Well, we need to have a backup Pokemon, and then we'll play a Max Elixir, which allows us to look at the top 6 cards in our hand for a basic energy that we can attach to a basic Pokemon on the bench. So that'll go straight to Cosmog. And we'll go ahead and evolve Riolu into Lucario, because you can't evolve the first turn. And now we are able to attack, so we'll go ahead and do 50 damage. And it looks like this Altaria has 170, so it's going to take a while to knock this one out if we keep on using moves like that. Professor Kukui is a new card. And unfortunately, my opponent decides to go ahead and forfeit for some odd reason. But that benefits us, that we are able to then get some prizes. Woohoo! I'm kind of curious what kind of deck he had. He had the Garbodor. Okay. It's pretty much a Mega Altaria deck, which is still pretty awesome. But we were able to take it on. So that's a quick a very easy, quick win for us. We'll go ahead and do another battle real quick with the Metal Scizor deck, and I hope you guys can really get to see this deck in action. I like it a lot. Okay, so we'll go for a second match with our next opponent on TCGO. I know this is kind of hard to catch up right away with the trading card game, with all the new rules if you aren't familiar with card games, but I think that ultimately this could be a great series on this channel just by doing it a little more often. Alright, win streak, that's cool. Alright, so my opponent's going to call the flip, and he got it correct, so he will probably want to go first here. Yep, he will move first this time. It appears he has a water deck, but I'm not sure. And it looks like we have another mulligan, and so does our opponent. Up. I hate it when that happens. Alrighty. Okay. Can we draw a basic Pokemon this time? Nope. There we go. Scizor EX. I like this card a lot. Steel Wing and Gale Thrust. But what I really like is for it to Mega Evolve. Okay. He has a Vulpix on the field. That's pretty nice. The Vulpix would be able to help call any Pokemon and add them to his bench. So that actually is a pretty good move for him. No, Alolan Vulpix has been actually pretty useful. Ah, he's gonna N. Now N is a card that forces both players to shuffle their hand into their deck immediately and draw as many cards as that are in their prize cards. So that may have worked out better for us because we now have a Metal Scizor on the field. So we'll go ahead and attach an energy, and at this point, if we Mega Evolve, we end our turn. But we can't Mega Evolve because this is the first turn. Darn it. Forgot about that. Yep, so I guess all we can do is just attack. So do a Steel Wing, and with it being weak to Steel, it does 2 times the amount of damage, so that was a 20 attack, and now it does 40. Math. It makes sense. He will go ahead and evolve it into the Alolan Ninetales GX card. I have not actually played against this card before. Ice Blade does 60. Okay. I don't like doing it this way, but we need to Mega Evolve this turn. But allow us next turn to be able to hit hard and knock out this Alolan Ninetales. But I'm not sure what my opponent has up his sleeve yet. He only has 4 cards in his hand, but he can pull out a Versus Seeker that can play N. Actually, Versus Seekers got rotated out. So I'm not sure what he would want to do. What are his movesets? Blizzard Edge. You know, he could knock out and win this turn. Yeah. I think I made a mistake in not reading what his cards would have. Yeah. If anything, this is an intro to the trading card game that I wanted to show you guys. The game should hopefully go a lot more in-depth than this, but we're going to cut the video right here just so you guys can get an intro to the trading card game. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. If not, then we'll move on to another game series that I have in mind, waiting on a couple other hardware features to help provide those opportunities. But that's pretty much this series in a nutshell. We'll just be playing the trading card game. I'm looking at my opponent's deck right now real quick. He doesn't have Tapu Fini and the Tapu Koko. I think he had a very solid deck. Especially with the Octillery. So we didn't win that. Can we look at any of the prizes that we earned? Did we earn anything? We did not. If we can earn prizes later, maybe we can have some virtual card pack openings for you guys. But that's all going to be, that is all that we are going to show for today. This is the Shining Ally. Stay loyal, stay bright, and don't forget to share the light.